Welcome to the Weird Gun Game Show. I'm your host, BubbaTV24, and today I'm bringing you my top 10, plus a bonus, favorite guns submitted by the community for last week. As always, let's go over the rules for submitting your builds. If you don't know how to submit your build, just leave it as a comment down below. Number 1, submissions will be open for 24 hours after the video goes live. Make sure you get your builds in. After 24 hours, submissions are closed, and I won't take any more until next week. Number 2, all submissions are deleted off of my list after I finish choosing the top 10 and make the video. If you didn't get picked, resubmit again next week. 3, make your builds weird. I cannot emphasize this enough. That is the name of the game. Builds that are weird and funny or fun are far more likely to get picked. Number 4, only submit one build. I know that some people like to post more than one build, and that is for maybe community purposes, but I will only choose one, so make sure it is your best one. I am joined once again by my field agent, BubbaTV24, who will go into more depth on the weapons. Let's get started with number 10. Number 10 comes to us from @Vex. They've brought us a menace of a gun that vandalizes your property with paint. The build is barrel, spray can, core, paintball, grip, pistol, stock, mag, P90, sight, red dot. Get the paint thinner out, Bubba. We'll need to clean the studio. Also, call the cops to get these guys arrested. I guess I'm going to Home Depot and I'm calling the police. So number 10 here is a build that is very fast, little SMG style build using the new paintball gun core. Here are the stats over here on the right. There you go. And let's get into it. So this gun, very fun. It's also pretty darn good and usable. I'm hoping that I'm in a bit of a bot lobby and not anything super serious because never mind. Anyway, the pros for this gun are that it has some pretty decent damage to it. It's got some decent range. It has a very fast reload, as you can see. Boom, in and out. There we go. It's also got a little bit of a speed boost to it, which if you know me, I like a good speed boost. Now, the big cons with this are that the gun does need you to have the paintball core in order for this to work. And the problem with the paintball core is that, unfortunately, you can only get it through the challenges that Weird Gun Game had. I don't know if the challenges are still going on or not for that. It was through the daily challenges. Now, for some people, they'll say, hey, you need to basically reset all of your challenges daily in order to unlock these things. Like, you need to do your challenges for the day, then you need to go in and reset it to even be able to do it because there's not enough time. There absolutely is enough time to unlock this if you had done this right when the event started, and all you had to do was do your 3 daily challenges and then come back the next day and do it again. I did it. I did not have to reset any of the dailies to unlock everything for the paintball gun, and it was able to be done. The problem is that if you come in late, unfortunately, then you probably won't be able to do it. Now, the event may also be ended, so if you don't have it, you may need to find a core that is something else that maybe is an equivalent to this. So find something that is similar to the stats that you saw there at the beginning and go for that. This thing is good though. It's very fun. It's very fast. And like I said, even at range, you see I'm hitting that guy for 23, not even at headshots at that range. And it was working out pretty well. I have a feeling he's going to be coming up behind me. And yep, okay. It's quiet. I don't know if there is a glitch currently with the paintball or the paint can where there's just no noise. So maybe it's because, you know, paintball guns don't really make that much of a noise. They do make a little bit of one, but it's, I don't know. There's just nothing in the game that has the sound for a paintball gun. So it is completely silent weapon. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm actually shooting the gun, but back to you guys in the studio. Number 9 brings us a weapon that we don't have in the game yet from @Maria Lazianu or Lazinu 778. This shotgun is modeled off of the legendary UTS-15. The build is barrel FC200SH, core M870, grip G11, stock M16, magazine JSG12, scope any. Hey, developers, can we get the UTS-15 for our friend here? Mom, can I have the UTS-15? Son, we have the UTS-15 at home. That is what this gun is. This is a UTS-15 clone. Here are the stats for it here. So if you don't know what the UTS-15 is, it is a double-barreled shotgun that has a pretty unique reload to it. It is a pump-action double-barreled shotgun where you basically have 2 reload breaches on either side. So what you do is you reload a left side and a right side. It's really strange. It's an interesting gun. I've also heard that in real life it's actually a big old piece of crap. But that being said, this gun is not a big old piece of crap in the game. Did I not kill her at all? No. Okay. The thing is about this gun is that it has pretty darn good damage for what it's trying to do. If I could actually hit a shot, because I suck. There we go. It is pretty decent range if I actually, you know, ADS and hit all of my pellets there, then I can actually go through and get a kill from a fairly decent range for a shotgun there. It also has a pretty decent rate of fire. It could be worse. I've seen worse, trust me. And this is not that bad. This is actually pretty darn good. The big con for this particular shotgun build is the reload speed. As you can see, it's not the super fast. You just slam all the shots in like we've seen. Oh my gosh, I'm playing like a bot. Like we've seen with some of the other shotguns where you have like a fast, like a really, really fast reload speed where it looks like you're probably going to get your finger cut off by the breech or whatever, but a little bit slower. So you do need to make sure that if you need to reload, that you reload within, oh dang it, you reload as soon as possible. Make sure this thing stays topped up because you don't want to have all of it gone and then you're stuck doing this really long reload. Had to swing on him, there we go, but I got killed by that person. That's okay. So yeah, pretty darn fun build and version of the gun. Now I did build it out to try and mimic the look of the UTS-15, which is not perfect because, you know, we don't have a, well, we do have a double barrel. Why did you not die? We don't have a double barrel sort of in the style of the UTS. So there is a double barrel shotgun in the game, but it doesn't really look like the UTS. And also, for whatever reason, can I just say, as a little side tangent, that I feel like Weird Gun Game is very laggy. And I don't know if it's just for me, but it's only Weird Gun Game. Well, there have been a few other Roblox games. Maybe it's just Roblox being laggy. But like, I feel like Gun Game in particular is pretty laggy. And I almost think that it's maybe because of all the bots that are in the game. I'm just thinking maybe the server is having a bit of a hard time because of the bots, but that's just me. Anyway, with that being said, let's go back to the studio, if I can kill this guy, and let's take a look at the next weapon. Number 8 is a not-so-average gun brought to us by @AverageAsian001. I'm glad to see that parts of the AR-8X are finally getting some love. The build is barrel, the BAR, core, paintball, magazine, FAL, stock, AR-8X, grip, PPSH, sight, any. Show us some not so average footage, Bubba. Our number 8 here is another paintball core. Like I said, the paintball core has been getting used a lot, and these are pretty darn good builds for what they are. These are the stats over here for this longer assault rifle variant of the paintball gun. Let's get into it. This gun is pretty good. It's fun. The paintball core is just, even at range, especially with this build, it's very, very strong. The range itself for an AR, especially with this damage, is also very, very good. Like, I'm still hitting 24 even at this range. Pretty darn good. And the reload as such also is pretty darn fast. It is a very quick gun, and like I said, damage-wise, pretty strong. This guy, man, no scope either. He has no scope on his gun. He's just one-tapping me. Small complaint also, the auto-aim, auto-shoot mechanic for mobile players, I think, is wildly overtuned and incredibly overpowered. Just gonna say, there is no way that I can outshoot some of these people who are hitting shots like that with no scope from across the map. Pretty freaking crazy. Anyway, cons. The biggest issues with this gun are that it has a low magazine size. The magazine is 20 rounds, so while it does kill very quickly, I missed because I suck. You will be reloading a lot. There's also a little bit of a small speed nerf there with a 5% speed nerf and that sort of thing. The damage fall off is you know, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's, you know, it needs to be something that you need to take into consideration, because here's the thing, at range, you are dropping down to what, about 24 to 25 damage. And the problem with that is, of course, that, you know, you're not hitting the 40 damage or 35 or whatever it was. So you will be taking quite a few more shots. Now, I did hit that guy for 40 some to the head. So if you do hit a headshot, you will be doing crazy, crazy damage. Look at these guys. So 25-ish at that range. Still very, very good. It's 4 shots. But, you know, if you're looking for a 3-shot gun, take that into consideration. The last thing is you also, once again, need the paintball gun. You need to have that unlocked to make this build work in particular. Dag on, Nancy, you're killing me like crazy, girl. So that is the thing, and you need to keep that in mind too. So this gun, super fun, super damage heavy. Maybe not in a lobby where you get a guy who's able to just kill you in one shot with a no-scope sniper. So that's the thing. Hi, Nancy. I got you back. But with that, I'm no Nancy. Daggone. And I got destroyed by the Destroyer King. So I will send this back to the studio. Number 7 adds a new weapon to the Mustard War from @DonHo5148. Tech 9 is great, and so is the pistol. If you know, you know. The build is Barrel, Mustard, Core, Tech 9, Mag, QBZ95, Grip, AS Val, Sight, Any. Take them down with rapid fire lyrics, Bubba. We have a secondary in the Mustard War. Every good Mustard soldier needs a good Mustard sidearm. And here is our Mustard pistol here with number 7. Here are the stats here. And away we go. Probably not the best map for this, but I'll try and get a few kills if I can. This gun, pretty darn good. As you can see, very, very quick firing, even though it is a click gun. It is a single shot gun that you do absolutely have to click, which is the unfortunate part of this. I wish the Tech 9 were fully auto, but, you know, we don't have that. But this is great as well if you can do single shots. Pretty darn decent damage. It's very, very flat firing. The recoil on this might as well just not exist. It has a very fast reload, and it also has a little bit of a movement buff, so I might be able to cancel out some of the nerfs from the other gun that I have here. So that's a thing. The big con with this is that it is... Are you alive? Did you die? Oh, I definitely went with him. Okay, the big con with this is that it is, well, it's single shot, and that is the biggest problem. I would prefer to have a fully auto Tech 9, but it is what it is. Once again, we're gonna have to deal. That's just the thing. Now that our poor Auto 14 is gone and into the great automatic beyond, it is, you know, whatever. But this is a pretty close second to that, and I do like it because I think it's better than the B-17, which, you know, the B-17 is fine, but it also shoots basically just confetti out of it, so that's a thing. And even at range, as you can see, I'm hitting this dummy here for about 13, which is not terrible from like basically across the map. I wouldn't be using this as a primary across the map, but it is what it is. Let's jump in here and clear these guys out. Up to teammate. And yeah, pretty darn good secondary build. Get this guy out of here. Get out of here. Oh, shoot. Dudes everywhere. Gotcha. Also, 30-round magazine is pretty darn nice as well. You're going to be able to get at least 2 kills out of it if you hit all your shots. Get you, buddy. Yeah, you dead, sir. You dead. I got you back. I got you back. I understand. Oh, gosh. Hit that for 9. Let's hit that guy in the legs. And, you know, 19 at the head. Not bad, not bad. Take it back to the studio. Number 6 is our first O'Breeze build from @Ronnie Shlomi. This powerful sidearm will surprise not only you, but your enemies as well. The build is Barrel, Barrel Sight, Core, O'Breeze, Mag, Screwdriver, Grip, Pistol, Sight, AUG. Shake them up, Bubba. All right, our next one is another secondary. It is an O'Breeze build, and it is something that I was hoping somebody would make, and I'm glad they did. So now, if you've ever wanted to run dual snipers, you absolutely have the ability to run a sniper as a primary and as a secondary. This gun I did not show you. Hold up, let me go back. I'll show you the stats. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself there. We have stats here, 108 damage. And there you go. Terrible movement speed penalty, so you might want a good primary there. And there we go. Let's get back into it. Still probably not a great map for this, considering that, well, the drop off on this is pretty severe. So that is sort of a thing. Once again, it's a secondary, so the range kind of sucks. Pros of this gun are that, well, it's the O'Breeze. We finally have an O'Breeze build, and it's also a one-shot, which pretty darn good. The reload is okay for this type of gun. As always, it could be faster, but hey, it's the screwdriver at 4.8 seconds. So, you know, once again, not the best, but hey, we're just gonna do that. Oh, okay, that got him. Oh, 84. Come on, where is this guy at? Whoop, hit him in the head. There we go. Now we're gonna have to do this. This is not nearly as fast as that one sniper that I showed. It is pretty decent. And I missed. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm just gonna let those two guys fight each other while I miss my shots again. Did I finish my reload? There we go. 158 to the head. Pretty good, pretty good. The cons are the range, as always, with the secondary pistols. The range, not great. You're outside the range, you're definitely losing a lot of damage. And the fire rate itself kind of has something left to be desired, mostly because of that reload, but also because sometimes reload and fire rate kind of work hand in hand, where you have to kind of wait for the gun to reload completely, or in the case of this game, the fire rate might actually be slower than the reload, because I'm done reloading and I can aim, but sometimes that happens and then I can't shoot because I'm still waiting on the gun to ready, which comes down to the fire rate itself, not the reload. So that's a thing. However, if you hit somebody in the chest or above, you are going to get a one-tap kill, which is pretty nice for a secondary sniper. If you hit your shots, you gotta hit your shots. There we go. So I don't think people will be really happy that you're killing them with O'Breeze, but pretty darn good build. Very usable, as you can see. I am just, oops, I'm missing all my shots. I'm gonna die. And with that, I'm gonna send it back to the studio. Number 5 is someone whose name I'm totally going to butcher, from @Sasha Quintanilla 5565. This AR build was a phenomenal build that I had so much fun using. The build is barrel M60, core SCAR L, mag, SCAR drum, stock, AR 8X, grip Held Trooper 23, sight FC 200SH. Show them the goods, Bubba. Our next build is an AR build here that is actually been one of my favorite AR builds I've used in a little while. This is a very good, solid build if you're looking for an AR build. Here are the stats over here. Really enjoying this one. Let's get into it. This gun has pretty decent damage. Is it the best damage I've ever seen on an AR? No, but it's very consistent. It's still pretty flat damage overall, and it's still pretty strong. I mean, it's, you know, it's like 18 damage, which is, you know, obviously not as strong as it can go with ARs, but, you know, for this type of build, especially one where you've got iron sights, and it's a little bit closer, which means if I can hit my shots, it's actually pretty solid. It has pretty good range for an AR as well. And, you know, for iron sights, I actually really like the iron sights on this gun, because they're really clean. That's one of my biggest problems with iron sights when it comes to some of these gun builds, is that they are a little bit cramped in a lot of ways. And this iron sight is actually pretty open, and I love that. That big, huge open back sight is one that I really love. Back sight, not backside. Keep your mind out of the gutter. And the ammo capacity, also pretty good. 50 rounds of ammo from that SCAR L magazine, which is really nice. So you can get multiple kills with it. It feels good to use. The reload's pretty good as well at 3.8 seconds. And the only real con is that there is a slight speed decrease, which it's a slight movement nerf. So you do maybe need to take that into consideration, but you can always cancel that out with a good secondary, something along those lines, if you decide to just build a secondary out completely for speed, which you can absolutely do, and those stats will be applied to your entirety, not just, you know, what gun you have out at the time. So that's a good thing. So pretty darn good. Loving this build. Super solid. Shoots very flat. Recoil is very good considering it is a, you know, not the paintball gun. Shoot. There is a little bit of initial but it evens out very, very quickly. Yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying this AR build, and quite honestly, you know, I may at some point put a red dot on it, but this might be a mainstay AR build for me, honestly. I'm really, really liking it. Anyway, back to you guys in the studio. Number 4 is another video game submission from @SodiumHydride1. This build is inspired from a sniper rifle in the game Detroit Become Human. The build is barrel M2000, core VSSR, mag M40, grip Heket 2, sight any scope, stock AUM. Did you make the right decisions, Bubba? Our next gun is a sniper rifle from the game Detroit Become Human. Here are the stats here on the side if you want to take a look at them. Let's get into the game itself. I have not played Detroit Become Human. I played a demo of the game and I played the intro of it, but I know about David Cage games. They are all insane to some degree or other. And to be honest, they're all kind of interesting in some form. At some point, they go off the rails, they become insane. They start off with a pretty simple premise. Now, Detroit Become Human is a game about robots and the sort of things that they have to go through in order to, I don't know, have some sort of humanity or whatever. It's a story-based game where your decisions impact the actual story itself. That was, that guy has extra health. Okay, he didn't die. Anyway, game I think is pretty cool. A lot of people really like it. I'm gonna kill you. No, I'm not. Okay, somebody else is gonna get you. It does have good one-shot potential. So if you are looking for a sniper rifle with that, it can do it. Now, personally, I tried to model this after the gun. I only have a little bit of a reference photo that I found on Google because really not too many people are, I mean, there was a Reddit post talking about it and that was where I found the like a good picture of it, but that's about all I saw of it. So I didn't really find too many good references, and yeah, so I tried to model it as much as I could, and I think I did a fairly okay job. Not perfect, of course, nothing is. Like I said, good one shot, good damage, has a pretty decent rate of fire because that VSSR is just so fast. If I could actually hit anything, that would be more impressive. I've missed 3 shots, there we go, on this guy, and I popped the heady on that guy. Oh, missed him. Come on, you. There we go, got him. Range, also, whoa, pretty good. Now, personally, I would change the scope out to something, for me personally, a little less zoomed in because this is the, well, okay, I don't know what scope I put on it. I put the AUM scope on there, I think for authenticity, but I would typically use the M40 because I think that the AUM is a little bit too zoomed in for my liking. I like the M40 better. The only con is that the reload is a little bit slower. It's not so slow that, you know, it's terrible or anything, but it is a little bit slower, and that might be something that doesn't work for you. Regardless, pretty darn good gun, pretty darn good build. It's a 4-second reload, so it's fine overall, but if you like super fast reloading snipers, like using the weird improvised mag, that kind of thing, that's not this, so take that into consideration. Anyway, back to you in the studio. All right, strap in for number 3 because we're about to get epic. Ahem. Diomedes then threw, and Pallas Athena drove the spear into the pit of Ares' stomach, where his underbelt went round him. There Diomedes wounded him, tearing his fair flesh, and then drawing his spear out again. Ares roared as loudly as 9 or 10,000 men in the thick of a fight, and the Achaeans and Trojans were struck with panic. So terrible was the cry he raised. I put out a challenge to make the Spear of Diomedes in Weird Gun Game, and Yargosaurus answered the call with the Juggernaut's Javelin. The build is barrel, M91 Musketto, core, musket, mag, AUM, grip, pistol, stock, Arasaka, sight, long musket. Make the lands of Troy bathe in the blood of dead Trojans, Bubba. All right, number 3 is a little bit selfish of me. Yargosaurus was pretty much pandering to the host of the show, and I get it. So to come off as being a little less biased and a little more fair, I didn't put this at number 1. However, this build is based off of one of my favorite characters from Greek literature, Diomedes, from the book The Iliad. Very high damage. Here are the stats here. This I said was a prompt that I wanted somebody to make a spear that would be worthy of the great warrior Diomedes. Now, Bubba read an excerpt from the Iliad. Now, that particular passage is after Diomedes also attacked Aphrodite. He then went to attack Hermes, to which then Athena said, you know what, dog? We're gonna go and attack Ares himself. And he threw a spear. So Ares just got hurt, fled back to Zeus and Olympus. Diomedes stood before the gods, attacked the gods, and he won in the Iliad. That's why he's my favorite character. So I read that little excerpt. I know we're going on a bit of a yap sesh here about Greek literature, and none of you care, but really, really cool. So if you're into that, go read the Iliad. Anyway, let's get into this. This gun is a mule. It kicks like a horse, and it should. It's the Spear of Diomedes. The pros are that this is a very strong gun. Will absolutely cave in someone's skull at range, and if you're not Diomedes, the recoil will send you flying. As you can see, the recoil's insane, but pretty good movement speed. There's actually like a 12% increase to movement speed here. Boom. And it also has, as you can see, a pretty fast reload. It's, I mean, you know, for a musket build, it's actually a really quick reload. Pretty fast for what it is. Loving that. The cons. The range, not amazing. As you can see here, if we were to go into this, the range is a little bit not great for a sort of sniper rifle, but even then it still hits at 91. So if you hit somebody in the head, you're still going to kill them. The other thing is that the fire rate is incredibly low. It is so low that you are really going to be waiting for this gun to catch up to you more than anything, especially at the movement speed that it's trying to go to. The recoil is absolutely flinging me when I am not still... Oh shoot, zoomed in. The fire rate absolutely just killed me there. So those are some big cons, but if you play corners and stuff, pretty decent build. Yargasaras sort of like talk this up to act like this was a terrible build, in that they said some things about it where it was like, yeah, this isn't that good and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if you, like, I just knocked that guy's head off. To which I say, nay, Yargasaurus, this gun is excellent. This gun is awesome. I say that this gun is actually incredibly good, and I'm going to keep it saved because I'm having a good time with it, even though it makes me look in different directions. How are you doing? Oh, you're dead? Haha, look at that. That's the power of Diomedes. I'm channeling the spirit of the greatest warrior, better than Achilles, mind you. Only one of those two may have, we don't actually know, ascended to godhood at one point. Whatever. Sorry, Greek nerd alert. But it is what it is. It's a thing. Sneak peek to another gun. And yeah, loving it. So McDonald's, baby. Back to the studio. Number 2 is a legendary Star Wars gun from @ChongChiKeng, and is actually a hidden double build for the episode. That's right. You'll have to watch the gameplay though to see the second build. That's how I get more viewer retention. The build is barrel, DP27, core, Negev, mag, PP19, grip, vector, stock, FAMAS, sight, any. Show us the builds, Bubba. This next build is based off of the DLT-19 from Star Wars. This is a light machine gun, heavy blaster sort of build. If you've played any of the games or seen any of the movies, stormtroopers use it all the time. Really big and long. I think it's originally based off the MG42. Really, really cool build. Stats over here. Now, this is a double build, like I said, because I saw the build and I thought, okay, this is actually, you know, pretty cool. And I tried to make it relatively similar, but I also knew that in terms of Star Wars guns, a lot of the guns that Star Wars has are actually based off of real life weaponry, because George Lucas took a lot of inspiration, I think, from World War I and II, mostly II. This I felt was also really good, and I do love myself some good Star Wars, so that's why I put it up here, back when Star Wars was good. And also the gun itself is pretty usable, and maybe that's what they were going for, because as I was using this I thought, you know what, I can probably make a version of this gun that looks closer to the original, and I'll show you some pictures, that kind of thing, and we'll get into that in a minute because that's number 2. But let's talk about the pros of this gun in particular. The pros are that it's a Star Wars gun, so if you like Star Wars, this might be for you. It is relatively fast firing. It's pretty decent in that range. Okay damage. It's not great damage. It's like 17, but it's, you know, it's whatever. The reload is also okay as well. I think I have the PP19 mag in here just because I could hide it better. And it also has a little bit of extra health there at 15. So yeah, pretty good for that. I gotta hide. Holy crap, there's a lot of people here. The only con that this one really has is that it has a minor movement nerf. So a little bit less speed on the movement there, which, you know, that's fine. I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. I'm gonna hit this guy with pop, 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 pop. Darn it. Oh, that gun. That gun is fun, but I missed the shot. And so this is pretty good, and I actually like it a lot. But we're going to go into version 2 of this, and I'm going to show you Bubba's version of the DLT 19. And here it is right here. Can't really show the back end here, but this is my version of it. Now, the difference here is that in most of the pictures that you see, the bipods are folded back, very much similar to this one here like this, which I think is why they used this barrel. But I think that this barrel is much closer to the actual gun itself, minus the carry handle here. And I believe the actual gun body is an MG42. I've kept the same stuff though, and you can't really see the back here, but it is a it's this stock right here. It's the Type 99 stock that I've kind of manipulated around a little bit. And we also have the MG42 grip, the MG42. I have a red dot on it because why not? I have the PP19 mag, M19 1930 cal barrel here, the Type 99 stock. And what I found was that when I got into the game with it, this is actually a pretty usable gun, minus the carry handle being in my way. This was not there when I tried it last time. Yeah, so the carry handle's kind of in the way. That's about it. It is slow. It is slow, but it's fast and it does what it needs to do. Okay damage. I had it's not a great weapon, okay? Let me just say that. It's not meant to be the best weapon. It's meant to be a vibe. It's meant to be Star Wars. And I really didn't do many pros and cons on this because I didn't play with it too much. This isn't the gun that was submitted to me. But if you want my version of the DLT, and I decided to throw that in there because I thought it was fun. And I do love the Star Wars weapons. I think a lot of them are really cool, and that's why I put it in there. So if you want a more functional one, maybe use the other version. Don't use mine, but it's okay. I'm having a good time with it. I feel like a stormtrooper. I don't look like one, unfortunately, but that's okay. Back to the studio. Number 1 throws some silver hands from @CapedBaldyBoy. They've brought us a Cyberpunk 2077 build because the iconic gun has been added to the game. The build is barrel, Tommy gun, core, Cyber 3517, magazine is the restroom, grip, musket, sight, any. Don't let Johnny Silverhands take your brain over, Bubba. And finally, our number 1 build is from Cyberpunk. Well, the core is from Cyberpunk. So they have added in a new weapon to the game, and I'll go ahead and show it to you, the full version of it. Let me build it real quick. So this is the normal pistol of Johnny Silverhand from the game Cyberpunk 2077. That's what it looks like without any modification. It's a brand new thing. I think you got to buy it with Robux. I think that's what I did. Our number 1 build does this here. I mean, it butchers it, sure. That's the name of the game, and I'm fine with that. It's a pretty interesting little gun that is okay overall, and I chose it because I love Cyberpunk. I thought Cyberpunk was, once they fixed it up a little bit and it stopped running like doggy doo-doo, was actually a really good game. And also, like, this gun, really strong, even at range. Johnny Silverhand's gun in the game was one that I believe actually had explosive bullets in it. Now, this obviously isn't a thing, but hey, you know, pretty cool nonetheless. Hits like a Mack truck when you actually are really close to somebody, because I think it does around 50 damage. So if I can get close enough, this is not a great map for this, by the way. But if I hit somebody close enough, it does like 51 damage. And of course you get a heady in there, they're gone. So 2-shot kill with this pistol, crazy. 35 round mag from the restroom there, which is pretty nice as well. And you know, if your shots are on, then you're going to be doing a lot of damage. This is very much a higher skill gun in my opinion, but as you can see, I'm just clapping some people here with this thing. If I hit my shots, I'm doing pretty well. And that's pretty much kind of the name of the game with this pistol, is that you gotta be on in order to, like, you cannot be missing all your shots like I was just now. And maybe you need a little bit of a speed boost there, that kind of thing. So let's talk about the pros while we're here waiting. The pros are that I love Cyberpunk. Damage on this, really good. Also, Pan Am for life, by the way. Good reload speed at 3.2 seconds, and it has a slight movement buff, so that's pretty nice, which is always fun. The cons are that the fire rate is a little bit slower, so, you know, it's not exactly the fastest gun in the world, but, you know, if you time it right, you can kind of get it to go a little bit faster, but if you're just spam clicking, it's not going to go very fast. You kind of have to time it to get those shots right. Let's go over here and try and get some kills. Oh, somebody just fell off, because that's hilarious. Why not do that for fun? And even at range, like I said, you get a headshot in there, 40 damage at range, boom. I should probably stop reminiscing about a different game and talk about going back to the studio so that we can close this out. Thank you once again for watching another Weird Gun Game show. Remember, build submissions are open for 24 more hours, and once they close, I will not be taking any more until next week. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.